there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, add it up.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to a great day. Here we are back inside the McLaren 600LT, and we have a lot to talk about in today's episode. If you've been following along on the channel since we got this car, well, it's been a year. We've had it for a little over a year now, and there's a lot of interesting and important highlights that I want to talk about from owning a McLaren for a year. But it's so much fun, the way it pops, the super sharp gear changes, the precise steering. I mean, I've never been in a car that speaks to me more than the 600LT. This past year we've had the chance to drive so many amazing supercars and also track focused supercars, even hybrid cars like the Elva. You know, when you get into a car that's clearly better than yours, you get out of it and you go, wow, I have to have it. I have to have that in my life. No car has ever done that to me like this car. I still feel no desire to sell this and try to get something else. It's the craziest thing ever. And it's because as I progress as a driver, so does my experience in this car. It gets more and more fun because I'm learning how to control it closer and closer to its limits. And the entire car hasn't failed me. It's been 100% reliable. All right, this is it. We have made it. We have made it to Rancho Santa Fe, Cars and Coffee, and oh my gosh, look how many people are here. We gotta try to find a parking spot ASAP. Hopefully we can, but let's keep going all the way up there and see. Is that another C8R? It looks like a C8 Corvette yellow one. It could be a C8R. Let me go ahead and park. And here we are. We have made it with the McLaren 600LT. It looks so good in the Papaya Spark. I mean, I originally ordered one of these in Vega Blue with metallic blue paint job, but you know, getting this one, having the same paint color as like the F1 cars that McLaren races, I am absolutely hooked on it. Then we got the C8R down that way, but after all the many track days, car is still running perfectly. And then behind the McLaren 600LT, we've got a 720S with a pretty crazy package on it with tons of carbon fiber louvers everywhere. McLaren Automotive actually sent us a 720S Spider, a 2022 model, I believe it was, or 23, and oh my gosh, that car was so amazing to drive. On the track, these things just come alive because the acceleration is unrelenting. That's one mod that I do like a lot. Look at that carbon fiber rear spoiler. That looks so awesome on the car. It looks just as big actually as the carbon rear spoiler as the 765LT, but another McLaren. This is like McLaren Alley lining up over here. So cool.
Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up, matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up, matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up.
And check this out. Really awesome Lamborghini Centenario. It's got the same kind of diffuser style as my 600LT, doesn't it? With the blades going straight down. But yeah, this thing is worth millions of dollars. Got active aero, an amazing V12 based on the actual Aventador platform. I was surprised. I thought this car had carbon wheels, but looks like these are like carbon extenders on the wheels themselves, but it does have carbon type brakes with 355s out back. But man, this blue looks so amazing with the side intakes and the amazing Centenario badge on the side. Again, based fundamentally on the Aventador, but it's another one of the Lamborghini hypercars, which even like the new Countach is also based on the Aventador. So really, really awesome seeing this car here in person. This is why you gotta live in SoCal, because you get to see crazy one-off vehicles like this that are worth millions of dollars in person. Check out this lineup all around us. A new Ford GT just rolled up, similar to our friend Carl's that we drove in the channel. It's a really fun car. It's mainly a chassis car, I find, with its carbon tub and so forth. Feels so much fun. Not the fastest accelerating car in the world, but I am a major fan of it. Coming down this way, yep, Ferraris as far as you can see, even a Carrera GT. Tons of CA Corvettes out here. Lamborghini, I believe, is at Performante, but the owner installed massive louvers up front and a brand new, I think, forged carbon style hood up front. Driving the STO last weekend, I mean, that car blew my mind. But from the owner, he also owned a Performante, and he told me how the STO actually is not as loud as the Lamborghini Performante in the lower RPMs. But lap time wise, I think the STO should be about 1 second to 2 seconds faster on track than this, and it's rear wheel drive. It has more aero and then weighs less. I kind of want to get an STO so bad. Awesome event here today, but yeah, back to the car again. So 1 year of owning this beast right here, just paid for the yearly registration. I was actually very surprised when I found out the price, because it cost me like, I think $1,000 for the CA Corvette registration. This car was only $1,400 here in California to register it for another year. And altogether, not one issue with the car itself mechanically. I still have my warranty intact, which I probably will extend that. But putting on these racing steel brakes was one of the best things I have ever done. It honestly has changed the ownership costs dramatically, because I can get about 15 track days out of a single set of pads, and that is unbelievable. To explain that further, with carbons, you'd probably get maybe 4 to 5 off the pads themselves, and they cost about $4,000 to $5,000. So when you consider that these pads cost about $1,000 for a complete set, and they last that long, you can completely see why I got this car. Fundamentally, since it does have a carbon fiber tub, it weighs drastically less than pretty much any supercar out there. So the curb weight with a full tank, I'm told, is right under 3,000 pounds. And driving it, you get to see the flames being shot out the back. It's an addicting experience. It feels lightweight, it feels agile, and again, it's been bulletproof. And here's the next best part. These Eagle F1s last me about 5 track days each, and they cost less than $2,000. So fundamentally, again, no issues at all. Riding this car hard, even at like Laguna Seca and elsewhere. I've just been so impressed, and the experience has not gotten old to me whatsoever. Having a car that you feel so connected to at the limit and it's predictable, that is the best experience you could possibly have. Let's close up the door. Look at the carbon fiber tub in this car. Looking down to the floor, all you see is carbon fiber. So getting high in the RPM, the entire vehicle vibrates. It feels so raw, and that's the best experience possible. It's so much fun. Everything that the car does, I feel like I'm in perfect communication with. It's like perfect harmony between me, the driver, and the car. It's an extension of me. Steering is so sharp, getting on power. See how quick those gear changes are? It's addicting. It's a keeper for me. This car speaks to me in so many ways. It's so raw, it's so agile, it feels so nimble. Like I just want to take corners as fast as possible. That's why I cannot get enough of taking this car to Laguna Seca or other racetracks across the country. Getting on power, the car is so composed. It doesn't feel sketchy in the rear. I feel like getting on power couldn't be any easier and more confident. Inspiring. And plus, you saw when I accelerated just now, there's not much body movement at all. The rotation in between the corners and accelerating, the car feels flat. Therefore, it makes me feel like I have more control of the vehicle. A lot of vehicles with like Magna and so forth, I find, can get a good amount of body roll where it hinders the performance and feedback. This car, it's so well dampened with these adjustable shocks that even though I don't have the hydraulic suspension, it feels more natural to me. I feel more connected to the way the car is absorbing the road and all the bumps. Having the carbon fiber tub is honestly the secret weapon. You gotta understand the engineering because every aspect was finely engineered and polished. So where you might complain going, well, I'm touching the brakes right now, nothing's happening. The brakes are tuned this way because when you're on the racetrack, it allows you to finally brush off speed to get into a corner. This car has got something called the Senna brake booster, and when you get on the brakes hard and actually put pressure down, it's gonna grab insanely hard, harder than you would expect. Get used to the way the turbos come on, also the way the throttle responds. It's not gonna bite you, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably gonna lose control trying to get to its limit. Once you understand the mentality, the mindset of a McLaren, you get to appreciate it for what it is. So what I'm trying to say in this video, please ignore all the comments you see online of people saying, hey, don't ever buy a McLaren because they fall apart, they have so many issues. Yes, every car out there can have an issue, but I think that you mainly, the bad reviews that you see are, it's a very small offset or population of vehicles compared to the total amount that get built. This car is handmade. I had this car fully examined recently by the McLaren dealer, and they said the car was in amazing condition. That shows you just how good my experience has been with the vehicle, and that's why I'll be keeping it for as long as I can foreseeably see in the future. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, it does help me out. Also subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. I'll see all of you in the next episode.